Okay, here's what we need to do to actually do the lab. I think I've made this pretty straightforward for you. If you look here and see all these red comments, you're going to be doing the following. You're going to read the red comments, and then after the red comments, that's where you're going to go ahead and type in your information. So right here, we're creating a new object file called movie. We're turning a scanner on. We're just going to have that as a default for everything. You're not going to use it here, but it's just one thing that you have that we're going to do at each time. Now, the first thing, which data fields, which variables do you need to create a movie object? Make sure your data fields are private. So this is where having that rock file open is going to help you. You're going to create 3 variables. You're going to create a string variable called title. You're going to create a string variable called rating, and you're going to create a release variable called a variable called release. An integer variable called release. So what's going to happen is all those are going to be private. So again, what you want to see is private string title. Okay, that's how you want to create that. So that's how you create your variable. You'll see you do that for the 2 others. Now the next thing you're going to do is you are going to create your constructor. So down here on line 19 is where you create your constructors. And again, since we have a movie object, you are going to type public movie. That would be my default constructor. Okay, so if I'm going to go ahead and create a default constructor, like it says, public movie, no arguments, and then what you do is you set your value of your variables. So you're going to say, for example, if I had, private, should have deleted it, string title, I would do in here, I would say title equals the thing. Okay? And then what I need you to do is repeat that for your other 2 variables. So that would be your default constructor. Now the next thing is your 3 argument constructor. So again, 3 argument constructor means this. You're going to do another public movie. And what you're going to do in there is, instead of leaving that blank, you're going to put in 3 arguments. And if you think about it, the 3 arguments you're going to send it are a string, and I'll call it T for title. You're going to do another string, and it's going to be R for rating, and then you're going to create another variable. In this case, it would be an integer, and it's Y for year. And what then happens inside this one is you set the value of your 3 variables. So in this case, what I would do is I would say title equals T. Okay, and then you repeat it for your other 2 variables. Next, you're going to go ahead and do your accessor methods. And these are always going to be your gets. So these are return methods. So public string get title. Okay? What that means is it allows me to get the value of the title. So what I'm going to say is return title. And you're going to repeat that process for your other 2 variables. You're then going to have a mutator method. And a mutator method is a method that allows you to change a value. So again, if I wanted to do this, it's going to be public void, because we're not actually sending anything back, set title. And in this case, what I want to do is I want to say that I'm going to be sending something that will change its value. And what you're going to do is you're going to say, in the case of this, title equals T. And you're going to repeat that process for rating and repeat that process for the release year. And then the final thing you're going to do for me is you're going to do a toString method. So these are typically like this, public string toString. You're not going to send it any arguments, and basically what you're going to do is you're going to make it so that it prints out looking like this. So you want to do, in this case, return, and somehow what I need to do is I need to print out movie and stuff. So what I would do is return, and what am I going to return? Well, I'm going to return movie, space, plus title, plus, and then I'll let you go ahead and finish that up.